أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم اغفر لنا، اللهم ارحمنا، اللهم يسر ولا تعسر. اللهم إنا نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Ya Allah, we seek your forgiveness and we seek your pardon in dunya and akhirah. Ya Allah, we are weak. Please give us strength. We are misguided. Please guide us. We are sick. Please give us health. We are poor. Give us what help us to worship you with. Ameen. Any question before we start? Anyone has question? Welcome you newcomers, brothers and sisters. Any question? Anyone has question, please? Ramadan is very near. I'm not going to speak about Ramadan, but I just want to remind you about Ramadan. Ramadan is almost a month now from now, inshallah. Sha'ban, that's it. So please start talking about Ramadan to your children, to your family and friends. Talk about Ramadan. Not until Ramadan comes, a day or two we start talking about it. Now, alhamdulillah, start planning your day in Ramadan. For example, try to have a plan. Inshallah, all prayers on time, sahur, reading a little bit of Quran before you go to work or before you go to school, reading a little bit of Quran when you come back from work or from school. Try to do one khatam in Ramadan, at least one. So 30 juz, 30 days, 30 juz. One juz per day. Make sure no day of Ramadan goes without one sadaqah. At least $1, 30 ringgit. The least. So that you don't lose the pahala of donating. And I mean money. I don't mean sadaqah of smile. That should be the behavior anyway. But the real sadaqah. Share your food, share your thoughts, read something nice, you find it nice, authentic, send it. That is sadaqah also through your WhatsApp or whatever you have, inshallah, social media. Visit loved ones, visit the graveyard, go visit the graveyard once a week at least. To remind you, because you're spiritually ready. Calculate your zakat, try to give your zakat in Ramadan. If you have chance to go to Umrah in Ramadan, please do, especially the last 10 days of Ramadan. These are things you do. Don't miss Taraweeh, no matter what. Don't miss Taraweeh in Jama'ah. Even when you are invited to have dinner somewhere or iftar, make sure that iftar has Jama'ah. Because people invite you to hotels and they don't even pray. Why should I go? If you don't even pray, why should I eat your food? This is very serious. You know zabiha, what we call zabiha, halal meat. If slaughtered by a Muslim who does not pray, you cannot eat his meat. Do you know that or not? Okay. Zabiha doesn't mean any Muslim can slaughter. Muslim practicing. If you know a Muslim who doesn't practice the salat and slaughters the meat, that zabiha is not halal.
But surely the onus from the guy who does it.
That's the problem. No. I know you don't pray, and I eat your food? No, never. I know you don't pray. It's not like I don't know you. Wow. And you slaughtered this sheep for me, or this chicken. I cannot eat it. People think any Muslim can slaughter. No, there are many things we need to learn quickly before we go to the grave. Because it's halal and haram issue. Halal and haram you must know. You don't have to have PhD in halal and haram, but you must know it. It's like you know where we are. Where you are is in Tamantun. You need to know where you are. You need to know which is halal, which is haram. Permissible, disliked, maybe. But halal haram must be clear in your mind. Things like that. So in Ramadan, and 30 days will pass very fast. Just last, subhanAllah, we are in April, mid-April. We just started 2018. We are already mid the 4th month, just yesterday. So Ramadan will pass, Eid will pass, Shawwal will pass, and our life will pass. That's why, my dear sisters and brothers, remember Allah. Put Allah between your eyes, right here. Always. So that you don't go wrong. You get lost, you drift a little bit, but you come back because you are still with Allah. But when Allah is the last of your priorities, you are in big trouble, my friend. When do you realize that? When death comes. Any question? Please feel free, don't be shy. And then I finish the class and everybody wants to catch me and talk to me. When I give you 2 hours, then you suddenly the wahyu start coming to you when I'm about to leave. I don't want that wahyu.
Just warm up.
Yes, you need 2 hours to warm up. Allahu Akbar. Then you are diesel engine. You are not. Yes, yes, sister.
When we give sadaqah on behalf of those that passed away,
On behalf of someone who passed away, okay?
can we, at one, like, let's say we want to feed the orphans, can we name a few of those who have passed away when we give sadaqah?
No. Very good. Do I have to name someone when I'm about to give sadaqah on his behalf? Is that the question?
No, can I name a few
Can.
people?
Few. Or even one.
Or
You don't
just-
have to, but you can. It's not wajib. For example, you want to give something, okay? You want to give something to an orphan or anything. And you intend to give it on behalf of a loved one or a whole tribe. Let's say your father, mother, children, brothers, sisters, whoever, dead or alive. You don't have to mention the names. Allah knows already your intention. You don't have to. But, Sheikh, can I mention? Say yes, no problem. Please accept this on behalf of my parents, Haji, so and so, Hajjah, so no problem. But please don't make it long because the guy needs the sadaqah. Keep him hostage like that. At the end he says, okay, I don't want it. Then he go. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You don't need to. You don't need to. But is it permissible? Yes. Yes. Allah already knows what you want to do. Khalas. He will accept, inshallah. Good. What else? Okay. Let's start. 2 weeks ago, we started the tafsir, not the tafsir, the overlook of Surah Al-Kahf. Surah Al-Kahf. Bismillah. Surah that every Muslim needs to read once a week at least. Okay? Surah Al-Kahf is Surah 18. Surah 18. It's an amazing surah because I told you there are four major stories. Each story, there are four major stories. Each story talks about fitna, trial that may happen to you and me as an individual. Number one, the story of the people of the cave. That's why it's called Surah Al-Kahf, the people of the cave, youth. They were youth, most of them under the age of 18. The age. They were youngsters, fitya. Fitya in Arabic, actually even less than 17. The second story is the story of the man with two gardens, meaning a lot of wealth. The third story is the story of Musa alayhi salam and the good man. The good man known as Khidr alayhi salam. And the last story is the story of King Dhul-Qarnayn. King. Let me stress on this word, Dhul-Qarnayn. Why I stress on his title? Because it's political. So, here we said each story talk about test. So stories here means tests, trials, tribulations. Allah will not leave you alone. Allah will test you and me and everyone until we die. Must accept that and get ready. You will not be left alone. Especially when your iman increases. Allah says, Alif Lam Mim, أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. Alif Lam Mim. Do people think that they be left alone without any trial when they say we are believers? You just said أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله. Tests and trials will happen to you and to non-Muslims, but more to Muslims, more to mu'mins, more to muttaqin, more to muhsin, more to mukhlas, and more to siddiq, more to prophets. The higher you go in iman, the higher Allah will test you. These youngsters were tested in faith, the test of faith. And this is the most difficult one. Ask Allah not to test you in your faith. Because you may lose and lose big. If you lose faith, you lose chance to enter Jannah. The second one is the test of wealth. Very good. This is also difficult. Why? Because wealth, you are weak in front of it. In front of money, you are weak. And here the test of ilmu. The test of knowledge. You may have knowledge and Allah tests you with your knowledge. Here, the test of power. Test of power. You are powerful and you may lose your spiritual balance when it comes to power. You have too much power, you cannot handle it. So you start committing injustice. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed us, although they were youngsters, meaning they have every reason to delay faith. Like some idiots among us, what they say, I will stop praying at the age of 40. I will stop drinking alcohol at the age of 40. Who said that you're going to live until then? I'm young, let me do whatever I want. And not because your father made tawbah or your mother at the age of 40 or 50, you can live till then. Don't do that. And Allah loves the youth who are obedient. Why? Because they have every reason to go wrong. When you are young, you're foolish, you don't have experience, you can sin easily. You chose not. You chose to live by Allah. So your faith, mashallah, is tested. Here, they were really tested by a king who wanted to kill everybody who believes in Allah. They ran away, and Allah gave them rahmah through sleep. As I said, I'm going to just give general overlook. The details I leave for questions and answers. The second one is the test of wealth. A man with 2 gardens, and in between the gardens there is a river. And you know how important water is for life. Allah gave him a river, Nahar. Nahar, river, not just Sungai or small. No, it was a huge river. And he had 2 gardens full of all what land can produce, mashallah. Instead of thanking Allah, he attributed success to himself. Like most people. Instead of saying, Alhamdulillah, this is from Allah, you start saying, I worked hard. I did this. I made this. And that's it. Allah will take everything back. The third test is test of Musa alayhi salam with the good man. Now Musa alayhi salam thought, since he was the prophet of Allah and messenger, given a book, Tawrat, he should be the most knowledgeable person on earth. Allah said no. Being a prophet doesn't make you necessarily understand other things. Khidr alayhi salam, to me, represents qada and qadar, that even prophets can't understand. Destiny. How do things go in your life? You may not even understand why they go this way. You wanted right, you ended up left. That is Khidr. Khidr represents qada and qadar. Even a great prophet alayhi salam, like Musa alayhi salam, cannot understand. And now I'm going to the details, inshallah. So that's the test of knowledge. You think you know, we're going to test you. So Musa alayhi salam ended up realizing he doesn't know much. There is another level of knowledge called ilm laduni. Ilm given by God straight to the person. No teacher. No teacher. You don't need a teacher for this type of ilm. But this is 1% of knowledge. The 99% you need to acquire it. Otherwise children stop going to school. You yourself don't come to this class. I have to stop teaching. That's it. You cannot say, well, Sheikh, I belong to that category. You don't, by the way. Because 1%. Out of 100, maybe 1. And usually those people, they will never say, we know. True ulama, they don't say, I know. They are always humble. The last test is the test of power. When you have power, you are a king. And kings used to be kings, huh? Not like today. I feel sorry for them. They just sit on the chair. Like bear. King. He's not a king unless he goes for war. Jihad. These are kings. Dhul Qarnayn was a great king. Not only great, he was so great that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him kingdom to the east and west of earth. Yet he never wronged anyone. So you can rule, and he's not Alexander the Great. We will talk about him later on. Of course, everybody wants to be Alexander because he's European. Actually, he was Yemeni. You'll be amazed. That's why they're pounding Yemen. It's the hatred to everything Arab. They're bombing Syria, Yemen, Iraq. I have some interesting information for you. You know Aristotle? Aristotle copied from the Arabs. Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, and he doesn't deny, he admits, he said, I learned from the Arabs this. And if I tell you what he learned from the Arabs before Islam, because Aristotle was before Islam, you'll be amazed. I am reading certain things lately. Allahu Akbar, why these things are hidden? I told you because the Western agenda of dominance requires that Middle East knows nothing. Well, subhanAllah, all civilizations come from there. Anyways, so like here, they rather say Dhul Qarnayn is Alexander the Great. And we know Alexander the Great come from Macedonia, which is Europe, in Europe. Alhamdulillah, is not even Western Europe, it's Eastern Europe. Macedonia is near Kosovo, Bosnia. Wake up, my brothers and sisters. The world is not the way we were taught. That's why the Quran corrects many historical, political, economic, name it, things that you and me have been taught from childhood. So please open up Surah Al-Kahfi, Surah 18. And from now on, inshallah, when you read Surah Al-Kahf every Friday, you will realize the importance of this surah. It reminds you of the 4 major tests in life. One of them will happen to you, at least. One of them. If all of them come your way, Allahu Akbar. May Allah be with you. Ask Allah just not to test you in your faith. Because most people tested in their faith, they give up. They give up, that's it. Okay. We also said something very important about this surah. Please open verse 19. Verse 19. Surah 18, verse 19. Just remember, 18, 19. And we said the middle word, when you count the words of the Quran and split them into half, the half is وَلْيَتَلَطَّفْ. That word right there. وَلْيَتَلَطَّفْ وَلَا يُشْعِرَنَّ بِكُمْ أَحَدًا. وَلْيَتَلَطَّفْ in Arabic means let him be kind. So Islam is all about kindness. The middle word of the Quran, if you count the words of the Quran from the beginning of Surah Al-Fatiha until the end of Surah Al-Nas, the middle word is that one. Word, not ayah. I didn't say verse. Words. Kalima. For example, if there are 1 million words in the Quran, word number 500,000 is وَلْيَتَلَطَّفْ. You got it? What does that mean? Because this is the book of Allah. Everything is in order. That's what Islam is all about. It's about being kind. Kind doesn't mean being weak. Again, kindness to some people means weakness. No. Kindness is to try to deal with people with a better way than they deal with you. As much as you can. That's all. But that doesn't mean you don't do justice. You don't punish the criminal. You don't kill the oppressor. No, that doesn't mean that. Otherwise, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ would have not fought at all in his life. Because many of us mix between terms. Because, again, we don't, we are weak. We're weak. That's why we need ilm, inshallah. Okay. Any question about this more before I go into details? Anyone? All right. So we quickly cover Surah, the story of the people of the cave. They were youngsters living in a city where the king himself claimed to be God. A prophet taught them that Allah Azza wa Jalla is the true God. So they became believers. They had every reason to hide their faith or to delay their faith. They refused. They made a decision to run away from the king. The king, of course, sent his soldiers to kill every believer. And they were wanted. When they reached a cave, they asked Allah for protection and for rahmah. They said, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا مِن لَدُنْكَ رَحْمَةً وَهَيِّئْ لَنَا مِنْ أَمْرِنَا رَشَدًا. This is a very important dua. Memorize it, please. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا مِن لَدُنْكَ رَحْمَةً. Oh Allah, give us from your way, up to you, Ya Allah. Give us a rahmah. We don't know what is this rahmah. So when you ask Allah, ask Him rahmah, and that's it. Don't try to be clever with God. For example, when you ask Allah rizq, just ask rizq. Don't say how much. Because He may give you more than you need, but you stopped it. He was going to give you 10 billion, you said 1 million. See? Now you are. All you wanted to say, Ya Rab, for a sister, Ya Allah, give me a good husband. A husband who will respect me, who will help me to be a good Muslimah, who will help me to be a good wife, good mother for my kids. Don't try to, he has to have blue eyes, I don't know what. Allahu Akbar. Same thing for you. Just Ya Allah, give me a gift from you. That's it. Leave it up to Allah. When you try to play smart with Allah, then you will see. So they said, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا مِن لَدُنْكَ رَحْمَةً. Any rahmah. Ya Allah, give us rahmah. Look at this youth. They're looking for rahmah, not for rizqi, not for money. They are youngsters and their mind is with rahmah of God. They are not with material things. They are not asking anything material. They are not even saying, Ya Allah, good wives for us to marry. No. Rahmah. Give us rahmah, Ya Allah. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا مِن لَدُنْكَ رَحْمَةً وَهَيِّئْ لَنَا مِنْ أَمْرِنَا رَشَدًا. And Ya Allah, make out of our amr, this matter of us, that we are running away, give us rashada, guidance. So they asked two things. They asked rahmah and rashad. MashaAllah. So what did Allah do? The rahmah came through sleep. I will make you sleep for 309 years. Allahu Akbar. Sleep is rahmah, yes. Do you know that Allah's rahmah is amazing? I give you an example. It's rahmah of Allah that you, brother or sister, were absent that day from that thing, whatever thing. For example, it was rahmah that you missed your flight because you're supposed to be on MH370. At that moment you were so angry and you start blaming even your wife. It's because of you that I'm late, I missed the plane. When you hear the plane disappear, now you go and say it's because of you I'm still alive. But you don't say that. You don't say that because ego. You see what I mean? It was rahmah of Allah that you were not there because you are hot tempered and you would have fought and destroyed everything. It was the rahmah of Allah that you were not in that car because everybody in that car got killed. Examples. So the rahmah of Allah is not the way you want it, it's the way He wants it. And He wants nothing but good. Remember this. When Allah delays your marriage, brother or sister, it's rahmah in disguise. It's just, you don't understand. Just trust Allah. For God's sake, you fly with, you don't even know how does this one pilot looks like. You don't know if he's taking you to your destination or to the bottom of the Indian Ocean. And you go with him, you trust him. You don't even know him. This doctor, you don't even know if he's a fake doctor or not, but you're having heart surgery. This lawyer, maybe you tell all your secrets to him or her, they go tell it to your enemy. You still tell them all. But Allah Azza wa Jalla, you don't want to trust. Big problem. The one you know He will never hurt you. When does Allah hurt you? When you're wrong. He puts you in Jahannam. That's all. Because you deserve it. But when you are trying your best, you sin and repent, He doesn't hurt you. The fact that He still gives you life is a proof. Otherwise He will smash you like a bug. They found you just smashed like that. They don't even know what happened to you. Allah is merciful. He's not like us. Allah is patient. Very patient. One of the names of Allah is As-Sabur. Not Sabir, Sabur. Very patient. The moment He says you, that's it. So remember this. So the rahmah of Allah came through sleep. 309 years. So they asked Allah, Ya Allah, give us mercy. The mercy was not by them going and killing the king. No, let the king die. 309 years. By that time, the king is gone. Not only his kingdom is gone. While you are enjoying a sleep. And He turns you. Allah says, وَنُقَلِّبُهُمْ ذَاتَ الْيَمِينِ وَذَاتَ الشِّمَالِ. And we used to turn them on the right and the left. The interesting thing that we said about this story is that Allah mentioned their dog. There was a dog with them. He mentioned that dog. Now, this is not evidence for you to go and purchase a dog after class, okay? Sheikh mentioned dog, let's go. They had a dog. Allah mentioned the dog. The question now, why did Allah mention the dog? The dog was for protection, number one. He was not a pet. Okay? There are no pets. You need a dog, go buy. To do what? Not to go with you to the market, but to protect your property. You have big land somewhere and it's dangerous. Purchase a dog. But don't let him enter the house. There are conditions. You are a shepherd. Go buy a shepherd dog. You are blind, God forbids, and no human being wants to take you. Your own brothers don't want to take you anymore. Then the dog will take you. Sniffing dogs, protection dogs, bomba dogs, no problem. Is this clear? The dog must serve you. You don't serve the dog. In the West, subhanallah, the dogs have become masters. Humans work for them. They carry their poop. I saw that with my own eyes. I see this American lady walking her dog in Washington, D.C. near the Congress, the Library of Congress. And it was a cultural shock for me. I was new. Okay, she's walking the dog. I know that you walk the dog, but she put her hand in a plastic. She carries the poop, put it in plastic. She doesn't touch it, but I said, wow. Then I was impressed. Later on, they cannot even change the diapers for their kids. They don't want even to have kids. Like the French, they want to have dogs, but not kids. Like there. Then they say, why Islam is taking over? Because you don't want to have babies. And mashallah, the Muslims want to have babies. Takbir. Except the Malays. One or two habits. What's wrong with you? What is life without children? Your children. Youngsters, don't make your parents' mistake. One or two and stop. Takbir. Look at them, look at them. Some of them are looking. I wish my wife is here. Yeah? I know. Not serious. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, تَكَاثَرُوا تَنَاسَلُوا تَنَاكَحُوا فَإِنِّي مُبَاهٍ بِكُمُ الْأُمَمَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Marry and have children because I'll be proud of you on the day of judgment when I show the other prophets the number of my followers. Economy, money. Who said money? The more children Allah gives you, the more barakah Allah will give you. You know why some of you are still poor? Because you have only one or two children. Some of you don't even have. Takbir. I know you are in pain now. Allahu Akbar. So the rahmah came through sleep. The dog was mentioned. Why? Allah is showing you and me that even if you are a dog, Allah will mention you because you are in a good companionship. That's the beauty of having good friends. You might not be good, you are as low as a dog, but still Allah will mention you because your friends are good people. So how about when you're human, like you and me, yet not good Muslim, but you are in a good companionship like us here, then you have value for Allah. Just simply because you are with the good ones. Rasulullah said about this class, he said, هُمُ الْقَوْمُ لَا يَشْقَى بِهِمْ جَلِيسٌ. He was telling the Sahaba that the people of the Quran, those who attend a class like this, based on the Quran, they are the people who no one amongst them will be sad Yawm al-Qiyamah. They said, Ya Rasulullah, even if he did not come for the right reason, even let's say he came to spy on Sheikh Zoubir. Takbir. You don't need to spy, I give you a copy of the video, don't worry. Because I have nothing to hide.
YouTube.
Example, it's on YouTube, don't worry about it, inshallah. If in case you miss. Like one of my shuyukh used to wake up Secret Service. They sleep in the car. He wakes them up. He said, I'm going to pray Fajr, follow me. They're sleeping in the big van. So he knocks the door. He knows. He said, my children, come join me. At least work for your akhirah. They were given duty to look after this record, whatever he says. So he knows. He goes to them and wakes them up. He knows they are in the car. He said, I'm going to the masjid. Come, pray with us. Salatul Fajr. Takbir. So, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to the Sahaba, they said, Ya Rasulullah, even if that man or that woman came for the wrong reason, maybe one of you came to marry tonight, today. Inshallah, what is wrong? What is wrong? There is nothing wrong with that. Unless you are married. Takbir. Let's say someone is, alhamdulillah, single and maybe he finds a good wife today here or a good sister finds a good brother. Alhamdulillah, let it be. But they didn't really come for Sheikh Zoubir's class. Takbir. Or one of you didn't come. Actually, had it not been your mom, you wouldn't be even here. You know what I mean? It's your dad or mom who forced you to be here. And the proof you are fighting to stay awake. You are sleeping. Now you know why I drink coffee, so that I don't feel sleepy. You think I don't get tired like you? Maybe I get more tired than you. Maybe one of you came, I have nothing to do. So let me go. Makan. There is makan in the masjid. After that, so Rasulullah ﷺ said, even if they come for that reason, as long as they are in the companionship of the Quran, Allah will bless them and give them maghfirah. How about the person who comes sincerely to seek knowledge? Even more pahala. Subhanallah. That's the beauty of purifying the intention. Whenever you're going to a class like this, say, oh, I'm going just for that. If there is something else you want to give me beside that, fine, let it be. It could be dinner, it could be makan, it could be knowing new brother or sister, it could be something, subhanAllah, you never know. You never know. It could be counseling, a word of wisdom that the Sheikh may say, it touches you, moves you, although the subject is about the people of the cave. You never know. Is this clear, inshallah? So the fact that Allah mentioned that dog, He's not encouraging us to have dogs, but He's saying, even a dog that in Islam, there are conditions to have dog, still Allah has mentioned that dog. And the Quran said, وَكَلْبُهُمْ بَاسِطٌ ذِرَاعَيْهِ بِالْوَصِيدِ. He was sitting like this, look. بَاسِطٌ ذِرَاعَيْهِ. The dog sits like this, and that's how we should not pray. Your elbows should not touch the floor. That's position of a dog. What touches the floor when you pray, when you do sujood, is your palm. This part. That's all. And your fingers must be towards the qibla. Not like this, and not like this. Do you see me? Like this. And straight. Straight. Your hands are straight. Your fingers are straight. Don't do that like this. When you pray, Allahu Akbar. When you do sujood. Okay. This was alhamdulillah, Allah saved them. We said that they were so, here is the proof that they didn't die, is that their beards and hair grew. If you die, your beard doesn't grow. Your hair doesn't grow. Yes. That's it. But if I leave you alone for a few years, your hair will go long, your beard will go long, your nails also. So when they got up, they look at each other, they got terrified from each other. رعب. The word is not khawf, it's رعب. رعب is terror. They got so scared from each other. Imagine that. I leave you young, we got up old. Very old. And the hair and the nails were too long. Then they realized, who are you? Who are you? Okay. Then they asked, how long do you think we have slept? One of them said, يوما أو بعض يوم. A day or two. Day or two, mister. 309 years. And here is the proof. They sent one of them. They said, okay, let's send one of us, only one, with our silver currency. ورق. Here is in verse 19. Look at it. وكذلك بعثناهم ليتساءلوا بينهم قال قائل منهم كم لبثتم. 19. Likewise, the Quran said, we awaken them from their long deep sleep, that they might question one another. A speaker from among them said, how long have you stayed here? They said, we have stayed perhaps a day or part of the day. They said, your Lord alone. Your Lord alone. Here is faith. Here is aqidah. Here is where you need faith. Your Lord alone knows best how long you have stayed here. So send one of you with this silver coin of yours to the town and let him find out which is the good, lawful food. This is what I stress upon. I told you, don't eat halal only. Eat good, healthy food. Islam never told us eat halal. Islam told us eat healthy halal food. Why we stop only at halal? Halal is one thing. Healthy halal is another thing. I will explain shortly, inshallah. Remind me questions and answers. So send one of you with this silver coin of yours to the town and let him find out which is the good lawful food. and bring some of that to you. And let him be careful, and let no man know of you. Let him be careful and kind, and so what do we learn? What do we learn from this story? We learn that not all of us need to go shopping. Everybody loves shopping. Sometimes the whole family is going shopping. Even grandpa and grandma. Haram. What are you doing to that old man and woman on a wheelchair? Allahu Akbar. What is this? Jazakallah khair. Oh. Thank you. Turn it off. Thank you. So, they sent one of them. One goes for shopping. The rest wait. Why? Especially during fear. Not everybody needs to go. One. And they commanded him to be kind and careful. Because sometimes when you are agitated and not kind to people, people start being suspicious of you, and then they follow up. Then they will find out who you are. So, when he went with that coin and showed it to the market people, they said, this is treasure. This type of money has value, a lot of value. This is a treasure. And the king that was on, the picture of the king that was on that money, they said he died 300 years ago. This king. This is treasure. That's how they realized they slept. So that's the evidence. When he went back, telling them, guys, we didn't sleep for 1 day or two or few days. The whole city has changed. I remember Kuala Lumpur when I first landed. The tallest building in Kuala Lumpur was Maybank. Takbir? Yes. The tallest building. I know what I'm talking about. I'm that old. Takbir. The tallest building you had, Subang Jaya, was like a big airport. Now it's just toys. Amazing. So look how in less than what, 28 years, many things have changed. How about in 300 years? Yes. So subhanallah, things can change dramatically in 50 years, let alone in 100, 200, 300 years. So they realized, oh my God, that's true, we slept for 309 years. Now don't ask me why 9, okay? Some of you better think about the question before you ask. I don't welcome what called unclever questions. I will make comment on that. Like me, especially why. I hate why. Say how, when. That shows submission. Why Allah allows men to marry up to 4? It's not my problem. It's Allah who said that, not me. Takbir. Hey, I never heard the question like this. Why only 2.5% zakat, Sheikh? Why only? Why not, you know? Because it's not in your advantage. The fitna of wealth. Why, Sheikh, only 2.5%? We should give 50%. I didn't hear a Muslim saying that yet. You got it? But some of you feel 5 daily prayers is too much. Why not 50? Like Allah commanded Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, day 1. 50, yalla, 50. 50 or Jahannam. You better do 5 and be quiet. Because it's supposed to be 50. What? Yes. 5 and you still 5 only prayers per day, and you still find it difficult. What type of human being you are? Not Muslim, just a human being. La ilaha illallah. May Allah forgive us. Allah gives you 24 hours daily free to live. You cannot give 50 minutes. Total. If every salat is 10 minutes. If every salat with wudu is 10 minutes. Because your prayer, mashallah, Hussein Bolt, Allahu Akbar, Salaam Alaikum. La ilaha illallah. So that's the beauty of this. So alhamdulillah, they passed the test. But you see, they just ask Allah. Any form of rahmah, ya Allah, is up to you. So Allah said, okay, you trusted me. He made them sleep. He made them sleep. That's the first lesson. The second lesson, big test of wealth. It starts from verse 32. Go to verse 32, please. Before we go 32, I want you to understand something. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us this test of faith, He also tells Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in this surah what to do. Telling the Prophet what to do, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, is telling you and me as well. Because our Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is our example. Allah said, for example, in verse 28, look at verse 28. There, same page. Same page. وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. O Muhammad, O Muslims, keep yourselves patiently with those who call on their Lord, praising Allah, doing dhikr, doing good deeds, seeking knowledge like you and me, morning and afternoon. So we are supposed to pray and do dhikr and learn morning and afternoon, not just once a week, Sunday 3 to 5, and never see you again. Yes, dhikr. Sisters, brothers, what would happen to you if you don't eat? In 24 hours, you don't die, inshallah. But you will. Tell me, youth, what will happen to you if you don't eat for 24 hours? 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. You don't die, but you become very weak. Right? Dehydrated. No energy. How about your soul? If you don't make dhikr of Allah, if you don't pray, what will happen to it? The only difference is you don't pay attention to the soul when it gets weak. But the body, you feel it. Because you are too much into the body. If you are too much in the soul, you'll be like crazy that I didn't pray my God. Astaghfirullah. How come? Asr is about to come. You panic. Yeah, you panic. I didn't give zakat. I didn't give sadaqah today. I didn't read my Quran. Because you are more mindful of your spirit. That is the beauty of the dhikr of Allah. And those who remember Allah. It's like I cannot live without Quran. I cannot live without classes. That's it. Khalas, you cannot. Because you tasted what we call the beauty of Iman. Rasulullah ﷺ said, when a believer tastes the sweetness of Iman, he cannot live without it. That's it. That's why many of us think, hey, I know that guy, he was in extreme. He became extreme. You don't understand the change, the deep change that happened to him or her. And that's a gift from Allah. You say, but I know her past. She used to be very bad. Yes, I agree. So were many Sahaba. So were many Sahaba. May Allah be pleased with them. They were very, very bad. But they became even caliphs, like Umar ibn Khattab. Umar ibn Khattab was the extreme between his Jahiliyyah and his Islam. Allahu Akbar. People don't understand that. Because the change didn't happen to them yet. They will understand only when they go through your same step. Maybe not the same depth, but the same, they They dived like you, but not maybe as deep as you were. They can understand now, because they went through the experience. Have you seen when we watch soccer? We say, why he didn't throw it this way? Penalty. Because you are not inside. When you are inside and there is so much stress on you, that 5 meter, I don't know what, it becomes just like this in your mind. Why? Because you are sitting here in Kuala Lumpur watching, I don't know. Why you should have thrown it this way? That's how what we do with some brothers and sisters who are under a lot of pressure of life, stress. And we say, they should have been patient. You don't go through that, sister. You don't have that marital problem. That's why you're saying she should have been patient. Just ask Allah not to test you with what other people may be tested with. Ameen. So, oh Muhammad, oh believers, be patient with this type of people. These are the type of people you should be with. Doing dhikr of Allah. Praying. Learning the deen. Morning and afternoon. Because that is better for you, O Muhammad. Be patient with this type of people. And Allah said, وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ. Sabr. Because to be good is not an easy thing. Every shaitan in the world is fighting you. Every shaitan in the world is fighting you, sister, when you put hijab. Including your shaitan. When you start praying. When you didn't care about Salat al-Dhuhr in masjid, nobody bothered you. The moment you start winning, say, what's wrong with you? Even your family members think there is something wrong with you. So you have to be patient. Patience in doing good. And persevering. Istiqamah. Istiqamah. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Why we repeat it 17 times a day? Minimum. This is when you pray, no sunnah. 17 times you keep asking Allah, please, Ya Allah, keep me on the straight path. Alright. وَلَا تَعْدُ عَيْنَاكَ عَنْهُمْ تُرِيدُ زِينَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Be careful, O Muhammad. Stay with this type of people and don't look towards the dunya. The dunya will take you away from this good companionship. We have many good brothers, no more. Because dunya. Job, traveling, is that dunya. That's sabar. Careful. Because Allah doesn't give you many chances. Careful. وَلَا تُطِعْ مَنْ أَغْفَلْنَا قَلْبَهُ عَنْ ذِكْرِنَا. And let not your eyes overlook them. Sometimes the good people who mean good to you, who love you for Allah's sake, who want to follow you, who want to learn, to be with you, you overlook them for people of money. God forbid, for example, if I start overlooking you for danceries and whatever, I will tell them, you come here, you love me, you come to class. Simple as this. You know me. I don't care who's in front of me. I see you just as a normal human being, even if you are sultan. Takbir. And I really don't want to know who you are, by the way. Do you know that? I want to love you for Allah's sake, who you are. Who you are? You are Ahmed, Muhammad, Fatima, that's it. What you do, who you are, what you do. Unless you do something haram, I will tell you. But let's say you don't know who you are. By the way, who you are. You're son of Adam and daughter of Adam. And you will go back to clay. Remember that. The biggest problem you have is a title. This chair cannot hold you anymore because the title is this. And you come to the masjid with your title. You crazy. You come to Allah's house with your title. Drop it with your shoes. Let's say you are one Sri, I don't know who. Put it with your shoes, that title. Even Sheikh Alim, no Sheikh in the masjid. In the house of Allah, we are all slaves of God. Oh, the yellow carpet and the yellow chair. What is that? Where are you going? Where are you going with all that? You need a chair, we give you a chair, no problem. But why it has to be yellow? Or red, or blue, or I don't know what color you like. Takbir! Yeah, that's Sheikh Zoubir. I will not change. Takbir! Inshallah. I don't know why I'm saying that. I know actually. وَلَا تُطِعْ مَنْ أَغْفَلْنَا قَلْبَهُ عَنْ ذِكْرِنَا. Here it is. And let not your eyes overlook them. O Muhammad, be careful to overlook others for the dunya. Those who are with you, the Sahaba, the good Muslims, your followers, your students, desiring the pomp and the glitter of the life of this world. And obey not him whose heart we have made heedless of our remembrance. Sisters, don't obey your husbands when your husbands don't remember Allah. Huh? Yes, I'm telling you, and they are here listening, and I'm on record. Same thing for you, brothers. Careful to obey your boss who doesn't remember Allah. Your boss is telling you, hide these figures from the accounting. You obey? That's stealing. Helping him to cover certain, I don't know what. Your husband, sister tell you don't wear hijab. You obey him? Obey him, you will end up in hell. Obey him. But Sheikh, I have to obey. Obey him when he's good. For example, he says, we go visit our mother first in Hari Raya. Here, obey him. Don't say, no, my mother first. Takbir. Sisters show their strength only when it's against you. But when it goes with that desire, oh, he tells me to take off the hijab. You won't. I don't want you to visit your family anymore. You say yes. No. Sorry, my family is my family. Maybe less visit, but you cannot tell me I cannot visit, because that's Silatul Rahim. But if he tells you, I don't want so and so to visit your house, you don't bring her. Just say, sorry, sister. I meet you somewhere else. But not in my house, because he doesn't want. But tell her the truth. My husband doesn't want. Do you understand what I mean? Obey your spouses, your parents, in what is good. What the Sharia requires, no problem. But what the Sharia says, for example, your husband tells you not to pray. Do you say, oh, Sheikh, because he orders me not to pray? No. Allahu Akbar. Take a few minutes. He's commending the Prophet ﷺ to be with this type of people, those who truly want to purify themselves, want to pray a lot, want to do good deeds, want to dhikr of Allah, want to, alhamdulillah, be Muslims. And O Muhammad, while you are having patience with them, because it's not easy to be with the companionship of good people, because shaitan wants to destroy that community, of course. And there is no dunya with them. There is no gain except akhirah. There will be people trying to do business, and don't look at what they do, because you will lose this rahmah. Don't overlook them. Don't overlook them. Also, don't desire the glitterings and the beauty of life. Whoever wants to become billionaire, let it be. By the way, you will not get more than what Allah has written for you. Please understand that. Wallahi al-Adim, if you just let go, do you know how much peace you're going to have in your mind and heart? It's written, your risk is written. Your risk will come to you to your house. People will knock the door and give you money, give you food, give you clothes. It's written. You shouldn't worry for it. You should worry about Allah Akbar, rain again. It's raining, look at that. Asr again. SubhanAllah. Ya Allah, grant us rahmah. Ya Allah, grant us maghfirah. Ya Allah, grant us rashada. Ya Allah, grant us whatever wishes, good wishes we have in this dunya and akhirah. And Ya Allah, get rid of that dictator in Syria, Ya Rabbil Alameen, and show us amazing things in him. Ya Allah, also our brothers and sisters who are abused in Rohingya, in Yemen, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Palestine, support them, Ya Allah, and be on their side. You are the only one left for them. No one wants to help them No one is brave enough to stand for that. Ya Allah, stand for that. Ameen. Okay. May Allah grant all of you sisters and brothers your wishes in dunya and akhirah, inshallah. And look now, don't follow people of hawa. Here is the problem. Don't follow the people of desires. Like what? People who talk only about jewelry. People who talk only about soccer. People who talk only about dunya. Don't follow them. Because they're following their desires. By the time they realize, death has come. And be careful. One thing, it never gets old with you. You are getting old, it doesn't get old. It gets even younger in your heart. The love of wealth. The love of wealth. You are very old, you're still thinking about dunya. You're about to die, you're still thinking about some more money. Rasulullah ﷺ warned us in many ahadith. For those who attend Wednesday class with me, please come and learn the hadith, inshallah. Even brothers are welcome, inshallah. Provided you let us know, you just don't walk like that. And, O Muhammad, do not follow or obey whose heart we have made heedless of our remembrance, and who follows his own desires and lusts, and whose affair deeds has been lost. You know someone is lost. How? Sheikh, how? You know someone, his mother cursed him. You still be with him. His mom made dua against him. His father disowned him. You are his best friend because he gives you money or he makes you fun and happy. Someone who made his mother cry. Every day he offends his mom and you are a friend. You are always in the car with him. You will see a car accident, both of you die. Because his mother, he offended his mother. Even if she has never cursed him or asked Allah to destroy him. He offended his mom. You are with him in the car? You crazy? And you know, if you didn't know, that's another thing. No, you know this guy speaks very rudely to his mom. Yet, let's go. And then you go. Say, hey, you need to speak nice to your mother. Go apologize. Otherwise, I'm not your friend. This is how. You know someone is lost. He goes to Bomo, shirk. You still be friend. You know, your sister, your husband cheats on you. You still stay with him. You crazy. What are you waiting for? STD? Sexual transmitted diseases? He cheats on you. You caught him cheating. You caught him, he didn't just hear. And that's it. Somebody has broken the line. Marriage is based on confidence and loyalty. Broken. No, Sheikh, I'm giving him a chance. Wallahi, you're a fool. You give chance to someone who cheats on you. Someone made mistake. Someone made mistake. No problem, but not cheat on you. What's wrong? Do you know the person who cheats must be put to death? Put to death. In Islam, we bring him or her, make a hole up to here, stone to them, and until they die. But they don't know this. Do you know who will? Let me just stick here. May Allah help me. Sometimes I think I am in the Sahaba time. I need to slow down. No, really, I think I'm with Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. I love them so much. Ya Allah. No, I mean, think about it. It's not like you made a mistake. You're young and you committed zina. You were married, man. You were married, sister. You can't do that. Oh, see what's happening in this society and other societies. And then they tell you why Allah is doing this to us. Why? Why Allah didn't destroy us so far? The question is, you know Allah is all merciful. Okay, So this is how the story of test of faith ended up by all Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Be with the people of faith. Be patient with them. And be careful. Don't let the dunya, the acquiring of dunya and money and position make you forget where you come from. And who you are. And what Allah created you for. What's your purpose of life? Purpose of life is to worship God. So the risk is written. And the risk is not just money. Risk means wife, the wife you marry, the husband you marry, the children you're going to have, the life, the friends, the ilmu. Don't think about risk only financial. Allah may not give you money, but give you good health until you die. What do you do with billions of dollars when you are with oxygen tanks? What do you do? Yalla. Tell me. What do you do? Yalla, here are millions, but you cannot even, alhamdulillah, you still walk, you go out, you come to class, you drive your own car. Is there any more great ni'mah than Islam and being in a class like this? It's not given to anyone. Think about it. The second now, test. The test of wealth. Allahu Akbar. Careful when Allah gives you money, my brothers and sisters. There are people, subhanAllah, instead of thanking Allah for giving them money and retire a little bit for akhirah, no. You see them doing more into the dunya and disobey Allah. For example, had it not been for the money they have, they wouldn't be traveling to Bali and to Bangkok to play golf, actually, so that girls carry their cart or whatever you call them and do things later on with them. Doesn't mean all of them do that. Okay, but just to be clear. But had it not been for the money, that person wouldn't sin. Because if he was beggar, he will be busy begging, not busy committing zina or drinking alcohol or doing something haram. You got it? So careful, sister, when Allah gives you money, careful. You were so simple and humble before money. Now we cannot even meet you. Because you look up. And when you look up, you will knock your head with something in front one day. Look in front of you and be humble. So wealth. This man, Allah gave him 2 gardens, property. The best property you can ever have is land. It will never go down. The property of land. Buy land if you are smart. If you are smart, buy land, forget it. But the moment you sell it, you give zakat. A piece of land that used to be KLCC land. It used to be, I don't know what. Now go try to buy it. Just 100 meters, you know. The Chinese are doing this. Chinese non-Muslims now, they follow the Jews. They buy land, forget it. One day will come, because they think of generations. We think only me. Me and that's it. Don't do that. The Jews are now in occupied Palestine. Don't call it Israel now. Don't call it Israel. That's a big mistake. Yesterday I prayed the Isha in one of the masajid of Mutiara, and there was this Amman Palestine activity. They were saying Israel. How can you have Palestine when you say Israel? Say the Zionists. Say the Jews, but don't say there is nothing called Israel. There is Nabi Israel alayhi salam. Yes, it was Yaqub alayhi salam. There is Bani Israel, children of Israel, but there is no state called Israel. You already defeated. You are already repeating what I want you to say. So I defeated you already in terminology. I won the war. Half of the war I won it, because you are repeating exactly what I want you to say. Say no. Your name is not Israel. Your name is Zionist regime or occupied Palestine. So the Jews in occupied Palestine, what they did, they started buying land during the caliphate of Abdul Hamid al-Thani, may Allah have mercy on him, who refused to sell land to them. He understood the game, where the acquiring of the land will take them. It will take them to claim it, and this is exactly where we are in. Careful, my brothers and sisters. Careful. Okay, so this man has been given huge pieces of land. In between there is a river that runs, so the water can be taken from the river for both ends of the land. And Allah Azza wa Jal gave him so many fruits and products, vegetables and this and that. And that's real money. Instead, he had a good friend. He had a very good friend. He always used to remind him of Allah, but he took his friend lightly. You know, most of you are wrong when you take the people who love you so much lightly. Like most men take their wives lightly. Takbir. Am I right, sisters? Look at that. Yes, most men don't listen to their wives. Because the wife is good only for raising children. No. The wife is really a good woman. She's sharing everything with you, my brother. You better listen to her. Seriously, listen. But still do whatever you have to do. You don't even listen? You are super dictator? At least pretend you're listening. Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Then still do whatever. You don't even give her that? Takbir. Why? There are men like that. And there are men the other way, which I don't like. His wife runs everything. Takbir. I hate that man. If you are that man, you are not my friend. Women, listen to them. But don't let them run the show. Because they are not good in running the show. Takbir. Yes. What, you want to fight? Let's fight. You are good at home. Outside the home, you are not good. I mean it. Sheikh old school, yes. Classic, not just antique. How about that? Allah made women for the inside of the house. He made men for the outside of the house. Alpha becomes Romeo, Romeo Alpha becomes Omega, whatever. Alpha Romeo. I don't know from where I got it. In my mind, the car, Alpha Romeo. Alpha becomes Omega, Omega becomes Alpha. Big problem. Big problem. Men, Allah made them to run the affairs of the family from outside. The women, let them. It's their kingdom. Don't let them. We talk about that in parenting, inshallah. And how to run the family. So, either we don't listen to them at all, and sometimes, subhanAllah, the truth is with what your wife has been telling you, and you never saw it. Or we let them run the show, the whole show, which is wrong. Later on we talk, inshallah. Instead of listening to his best friend advice, all he told him, don't attribute the success to yourself. Just say, this, Allah has given me this, alhamdulillah. Allah has been so generous. He has given me this wealth. He said, no, I made it. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did to him? His friend reminded him that, look, thank Allah who out of a drop of sperm, He made you who you are and gave you so much. I mean, you should be proud of a friend who always reminds you of Allah. He didn't get it. So he said, no, I worked very hard. I have done this, I have done that. One morning he came, he found nothing. Everything was destroyed. Flood came, destroyed everything. Zero now. The land became barren. خلاص. Yallah now. No one cares about your land now. No one wants to buy it. Even you give it for free, they don't want to take it. Free. Please take my land. He says no. What do I do with that land? Nothing. See? There are people like that. Instead of thanking Allah and sharing, that's why Allah says, you keep the ni'mah by sharing. You want to keep any favor of Allah on you? Share it. Knowledge, share it. Allah gave you money, give sadaqah and zakat. Allah gave you good health, pray and fast. Allah gave you skills, give some time to people. Allah gave you family, visit them. Don't just expect them to come visit you. You go visit, no problem. They be happy. Yeah, so came, mashallah. That's how you keep the ni'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After this lesson, Allah gave us another lesson. What is it? Which is verse 45. O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, put forward to them the example of the life of this world. It is like the water rain which we send down from the sky. Like now, the rain came. When the rain comes, what happens to the green? What happens to the plants? They remain green. If there is no rain, what happens to the plants? They turn yellow, dry. Dunya is like that. Wallahi, dunya is like that, my sisters and brothers. At one time, listen, even when money keeps coming, the rain is money. The money keeps coming, but you're too old. You're super rich. Money keeps coming. You have factories, they're working, people are, but you are no more like young. When you were young, you were enjoying traveling. Now you can't even travel. You used to go even on your special private plane. No more, you can't. You're too old. You even forget. You depend on people to remind you things. That's the dunya. But you were not ready. You were delaying good deeds until the end. Allah says, Rasulullah says, that the best deeds Allah loves is to when you are young and rich. When you're rich, meaning when dunya is coming to you, you start giving. That is the best sadaqah. Not when you are weak and sick. When you're healthy and rich, do good. Because the shaitan is telling you not at that moment. When you are weak, even shaitan reminds you. Say, I'm sorry, I messed you up all your life, so you go do something good. Even him feels sorry for you. Wake up, my brothers and sisters. Okay. So, that is the dunya, he said. But there is something better than the dunya, acquiring the dunya. What is the dhikr of Allah? And that's true. Okay. You work so hard, even double job, second job, third job, part-time, whatever, to make some money. Good. You made the money. You take it with you when you die? No, very good. But the same person like you, or you yourself, instead, you had some time for Allah every day. You had time for Quran class like this. You had some time for dhikr. You had some time, mashallah, for salat and this and that. Quran to read between you and Allah. Qiyamul layl, part of the night you give to Allah. What happens to you? Yawm al-Qiyamah, I mean, when you die, when death comes, what do you say? Alhamdulillah. Ya Rab, please accept whatever I did. You are letting go, you're going back to a better life, inshallah, knowing that you did good. Let's say death will come to you at the age of, let's say, 60 or 63, like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Between Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who died at 63, and another man who died at 63. Example. Who did best? Don't take the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he's the best example. Take any one of us. One, mashallah, prayed 5 times a day. Attended classes at least 3 or 4 times a week. They read Quran 1 page or 2 per day. Never stop. And someone, no. Played golf. Made money. CEO. Every company gives him CEO. Then, death came to both. Who do you think will be, inshallah, easy to let go? Death. This one. Alhamdulillah, he has done. Now he realized, Alhamdulillah, Allah made my fate this way. But it was his choice, actually. Please remember, it was your choice. It's your choice to wear hijab, sister. Allah doesn't want to force it on you. It's your choice to come to classes like this, my brothers. Careful. Dunya is short. Very good. So the test of wealth. Allah gives you wealth and tests you. What do you do with it? Have you ever seen someone dying because he donated something? Okay, let's say now you have 100 ringgit. And I take by force from you 2.5. Do you know how bad you are when I take by force 2.5? Because I said by force. I say, sister, there is a poor guy there. We need to give him zakat. You're supposed to come without me telling you. Okay, I say, okay, here. Because I'm the government. Yalla, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, and give to him. Does any one of you die? Maybe. By the way, if you are so stingy, why 2.5%? Allahu Akbar. But inshallah, you will not die. And they say, relax, look, there is no heart attack by giving 2.5%. And you go home and say, yeah, I didn't die. Alhamdulillah. Takbir. You got it? You don't die when you give. And that's the problem of raising the children, not giving, just taking. Be careful. Make sure you give to the children to drop in the box of the masjid. Sometimes parents do this. MashaAllah, they are generous, but they never teach the children. Say, come my son, give this to the masjid. Make them give. Because when they just take, ooh. I told you about the stingiest person. When he was dying, he fell into the water. And he doesn't know how to swim. Everybody says, give me your hand, give me your hand. He doesn't want to give. One alim passed by, he said, wait, I will help him. He said, take my hand. You know what I mean? He said, take my hand. Then the man took his hand because he's used only to take. He's not used to give. So they were using the wrong word with him. Even when he was dying, you should say, take my hand, not give me your hand. Take me here. Allahu Akbar. So alhamdulillah, the alim was smart enough. That is the problem with us when we don't learn how to give. Now you know why Allah wants you to give? Because one day you will give the whole dunya behind you. Give. Give. Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah. Give ilmu, give knowledge, give the smile, give the clothes. You don't die. You don't die. Give your jacket to someone shivering. Give your own jacket. Allah will give you better. Don't worry about it. You say, no, it's my best jacket. He's shivering. You are not shivering. There is this Algerian brother. I say Algerian because I'm proud of him. Takbir. He was it was on Canadian TV. You know, on buses there are now, for security reasons, there are cameras everywhere, by the way. Do you know your TV has camera? Especially your smart Samsung TV. They know who you are, what you are watching. Yeah, careful. Samsung TV, they know Karim what he does at home. And I know why. They call me sometimes. Takbir. Samsung. Sheikh Zoubir, this is Samsung. You have student called Karim? I say yes. Takbir. That's a little bit obvious. But serious. Even your TV, there is camera hidden to you while you're watching. That's why when you're watching with your spouse, be careful what to do. They're spying on you too. So, he saw a homeless in the bus with a shoe that is wet and cold for weather of Canada. So he took off his shoe and gave it to him. He said, my bus will drop me here, near my house. I can walk even in the ice, and alhamdulillah. That was on the street, on the news. Later on, the news came to him and asked him, why you did that? He said, I'm a Muslim, and this man, I could see he's homeless already, and his shoes were very punctured and not good, and that's not nice. SubhanAllah, it was big news. That was more than 1 million speech about donation in Islam, and especially when they knew he was a Muslim. It was, SubhanAllah, in the media. Small act. He didn't even know until he watched himself. Then he found the media coming, talking to him and this and that. He said, no, we Muslims, small kindness like this. Hey, don't do that in front of TV. Okay, I give. I will never accept. Allah, it was genuine, and Allah Azza wa Jalla accepted and made it broadcast. It's on YouTube, by the way. Go, Algerian giving his shoe in Canada. Like me here. And it was not me, like me here. Because I never been in Canada. Okay. This is the beauty of test through wealth. Careful. Allah may give you, but you fall like this man. You know now why you know now why Allah doesn't give to some people. He doesn't want them to go to hell like this man. That's why Allah doesn't give you. Sheikh, I've been trying to work hard to get money. Allah will not hold you accountable for being rich or poor. You don't go to Jahannam because you were poor. You go to Jahannam because you were not sabar or you were not shukur. He gave you wealth, you end up in hell with Qarun. Sitting with Qarun, burning together. Qarun, what's up? He says, what's up? What's up? We are burning now, man. You got it? You might be with Bilal radiallahu anhu enjoying Jannah. Now you love Bilal. Bilal was poor. His wife was rich. She was the sister of Abdul Rahman bin Auf radiallahu anhu. Do you know what does that mean? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam broke the nonsense of that Jahili society those days, where only noble marries a noble. He told Abdurrahman, tell your sister to marry Bilal. He intervened. And when her brother went to her and said, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling you to marry Bilal, she said, I will obey the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bilal? Yes. Black slave? Yes. But she didn't look at him as black slave. She looked at him as companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who's going to do that among our girls today? But she lived very happy with him. Who will not live with the first mu'adhin of Islam? Do you know what does it mean? The first adhan was made by him. Every adhan in the world, until Yawm al-Qiyamah, he has a share of it. That's what it means. The pahala, look, today we make this mu'adhin made adhan, Bilal radiallahu anhu has pahala, has share. Because he was the first. Careful to do any sin the first. Like Qabil, Cain, when he killed his brother, he was the first to initiate killing. So the sin will be always on him. Any murder, any killing in the world, Qabil will get share of it. Anyone who has done something new, good thing, new, no one did it before him or her, you will have share, inshallah. Bilal radiallahu anhu was the first mu'adhin. First man to give adhan. The third, mashallah, and time is following us, Musa alayhi salam and a good man. Musa alayhi salam thought, since he is the messenger of Allah, he knows. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, go, there is a man you will meet. He is not a prophet. He has more knowledge than you. Okay. Musa alayhi salam was very humble, but he could not keep his questions for himself. Why? Because the man told him from the beginning, you will not be able to have patience with me. And that's true. Not easy to follow alim. You have to know this. Not easy. I'm telling you now. Now, sometimes we don't want you to be close to us, not because because you can't. There are certain things you can't. You can't handle. The ulama sometimes let their students go home early or say, don't meet me in this place. You don't understand. There are certain things you can't comprehend. I'll give you an example. Abdullah bin Abbas radiyallahu anhu, like me, I'm teaching. Someone walks in now and asks me one question, any question. I say the answer. You understand? And then he leaves. Another brother comes and asks the same question, but I give different answer. What do you think? Hypocrite, Sheikh. Sheikh is hypocrite. Maybe you don't think like that, but you'll be like, same question, but different people. That's what you are not paying attention to. You think one answer to everybody? Do you think one answer to everybody? No. If you ask me about salat, yes, but you ask me personal thing. So he said to him, the question was, هل للقاتل من توبة? Murderer, does he have tawbah? He said yes to the first one. He said no to the second one. Same question. Yes, Ken. Good. Go. Quick, you're gonna make salat. So the students were like, Sheikh, why you said yes to one person? Same question. He said, أما الأول, the first one, I saw in his face the remorse. He was remorseful. He was already down. He killed. He wants to repent. I saw in the face of the second one anger. He didn't kill yet. He wants a green light to go and kill. So I stopped. I prevented him from killing and therefore going to hell. And another life to die. Maybe he's really legitimately angry, but you don't have to kill someone when you're angry. But so that's what you don't see about the fatwa of ulama. They can see the same question from this sister and this sister, different answer. Both of them about marital problems, but different husbands, different conditions. One is rich, one is poor. One is mother, one is not yet mother. One, the husband is wrong. One is the wife is wrong. One is pressure of life on her husband, who is not even educated. One highly educated. Different. Please understand that. So, Musa alayhi salam was warned by his teacher, new teacher that Allah says, go and follow him. And here it shows that titles don't matter in knowledge. In knowledge, no matter who you are, be humble. Musa alayhi salam, prophet of Allah, chosen by God to speak to his people. Not Khidr. But to seek knowledge, you go learn from this man. For example, in Islam we have this, alhamdulillah, tradition that you could be the son of the caliph, but you are no more the son of caliph when you are in class. Classroom, you are like any other student. Harun al-Rashid brought his son, Al-Ma'mun, who became caliph after him, to seek knowledge from an Imam al-Asma'i. Imam al-Asma'i was the greatest alim of his time, especially in linguistics, in language. So, Harun al-Rashid wanted his son to really be a knowledgeable man. And he was, by the way. Ma'mun was alim. Alim. At least the leaders those days were alim. Today, Allahu Akbar. Like me here. Tell him, lead us in salat, tako, because if he makes a mistake in the third rak'ah, how to make the fourth, Allahu Akbar. So, the first lesson to the child, what was it? First, he told his father, leave us now. He's talking to who? The caliph. What was he ruling? Singapore? Something you don't even find in the map with the binocular, you don't find it. He was ruling from China East all the way to Morocco West. That was the caliph. Allahu Akbar. He told him, I would like you to teach my son. He said, leave your son. And go. Sometimes the parents spoil the children. Wallahi al-Adim is the parents sometimes. Do you know the chicken, when it sits too much on the eggs get rotten? Takbir. You suffocate them. Sometimes let them be who they are. Don't over pamper them. You know, mother who cleans so much her children, she's paranoid. The children will, the smallest virus, when the mother is not there, will kill them. You know what I mean? Because she was over cleaning them. Let your children sometimes, I don't know what. Takbir. Keep give me your children for 1 month and you will see. That we have 1 month, don't see them. I don't want you to come. You shouldn't even know where we are. So that we don't come. And then you will see after 1 month that we have. They will miss you so much. Mom, Dad, I miss you, I love you. They start kissing you every day because I will give them, I show them the stars during noon. Can you see the stars? Like man. Yes, I do believe that certain discipline must be given to children because not good what they are doing to you.
That's right.
MashaAllah. Okay. So he told him to disappear. Huh? Yes. In his class, he is the boss. Although you're caliph, but in my class, I am the boss. This is my classroom. Wow. After a few minutes, Harun al-Rashid, father-in-law, he wants just to come see if the son is sitting because he knows his son is, pampered, son of the caliph, man. He found him instead pouring water to the Sheikh. Child abuse. Child abuse. Sheikh, Harun Rashid stormed in. Sheikh, I sent my son to seek knowledge like other children. He's pouring water. I can give you many servants and slaves to do that for you. He said, take your son and disappear. That's how he spoke to the caliph. Take your son and leave my class. He realized. He said, your son will never learn if he doesn't respect the container of knowledge. Who is the container of knowledge? The alim. He's teaching him, I don't need your son, but I want to break the ego. He has so much ego. He has to let that go to learn. So that the other kids also will not. Imagine, I treat your son differently than other kids. The kids also, I will lose respect because they say, why the Sheikh treat him? Because his father is, you see what I mean? Then, so he said, your son will never learn if he doesn't respect the ulama. I don't need your son to do. Alhamdulillah, I can do it by myself. Other kids love to do it because adab but I realize your son is. He said, okay. He said, okay. At least today I don't want to see you. So the boy saw that his father had to go because the alim said so. The next day, the boy became alim later on. He was taught that values before I teach you alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, qul huwallahu ahad. Are you ready to be humble and simple, or are you going to be I don't know who? You know how many people I chased from my class? You're lucky I didn't, because you are quite humble. Takbir. Oh. In America, I chased many people. Say, get out from my classroom. People know me. Ask them. Today, alhamdulillah, you have media. I said, I don't want to teach you. Huh? Because they think they are so important. You have to learn something. You have to be humble first. Otherwise, Allah will never give you knowledge. And the ulama, this is our problem. Our ulama, weak. What's wrong with them? Man, Allah has given you knowledge of the Quran and Sunnah. No one is better than you. You're so weak. What is this? You don't have to be crazy, but sorry, this is. Do you know a doctor is the boss of his clinic? Not even the one who hired him in the hospital can tell him anything. Outside he can call him for a meeting and listen. This is very important, my brothers and sisters. But a manager of, I'm a CEO and I have a manager to manage, let's say, this building. I should respect what he does. I call him out of that and talk to him. But don't look down at him in front of his, then that's it. You're killing the job. Time is catching us again. So I am not going to do the details of Musa alayhi salam with Al-Khidr, but Musa couldn't be patient. Why? Because what he sees is totally different than what he knows. And that is Qada al-Qadar. Qada al-Qadar, you cannot understand it, even if you are a prophet. You have just to trust Allah. So, but he thought this man is doing. He thought Khidr he's doing. That's why he was questioning Khidr. He said, if you want to seek knowledge with me, then there is condition. Don't ask me until I tell you. That's the condition. He told him already, you cannot be patient. You cannot comprehend what I do. He said, please, try me. He said, okay, you follow me, but don't say anything. Good or bad, don't say. Difficult, especially for women. Women not talking when they are angry. I am yet to see a woman, other than my mother, may Allah have mercy on her, say Amin, who is quiet, and that's why she won always every fight with my father. Amin. Say Amin, may Allah forgive them. Both of them are inshallah in their graves. She learned, she knew that it's better not to say anything. Doesn't mean she will not say it. Very smart lady. She will say it later on, her way. But at that moment when my father is angry, she doesn't say anything. Very smart. Some ladies, they can. She, 1 word, 10 words. 10 words, 20 words. Like being here. Some familiar look, they're laughing already, they know who they are. So he told him, don't say anything. Musa alayhi salam is not going to be quiet. So when Khidr made a hole inside the ship, I thought, you're a good man, how can you make a hole? Sabotage. He said, that's one. Not. That's one. That's it. Uh-oh. Second one, even more than sabotage. What was it? He catch an innocent child who was playing with other kids, call him son, and slaughter him. Musa alayhi salam went ballistic. I thought you were a good man. What did this boy do to you? You don't understand. That's exactly qada and qadar. Why children in Syria are being killed? Why sisters in Rohingya are being raped? Their sons burned in front of them. A husband slaughtered, and she will be raped and left alone to die with that pain, to live with that pain, to have a mental thing. They don't kill her. If they kill her, at least she goes to Jannah, inshallah, with her children. But they leave her live with that. And that's emotionally very stressful. You see what I mean? Okay, why those things happen? Many of you ask me, Sheikh, why children are born with leukemia? Why children die? You know, they have done nothing. That's exactly the question of Musa alayhi salam. You ask him, I thought you're a good man, why you do that? That's number 2. Because the deal was, whatever I do, don't ask until I tell you. So he can't. Number 3, now he does something good. For who? For bad people. Innocent people who did nothing wrong. He did wrong things to them, according to you and me. According to you and me, bad people, good people who have done nothing wrong, like the fisherman and the boy. Fishermen, he sabotaged their ship, and they have done nothing wrong against Musa alayhi salam nor Khidr alayhi salam. And the boy was playing as this child, this small kid. He didn't even reach the age of puberty, and he was killed. The people who didn't feed us, nor host us, nor dare to care about us for makan, for little rice, you build a wall for them, you fix their wall that was about to fall, let it fall. They're bad people. You got it? Then he just said, you should have asked for some money at least for fixing the wall. Charge them. He said that's it. Good or bad, you don't ask. That's not easy, my brothers. Sheikh Zoubir, I want to be your friend for a day. I say, okay. You say nothing. You say nothing. How about, no problem. But don't say a question. So I go to Coffee Bean and slap someone. You may not say something, but you WhatsApp it. Sheikh has slapped someone. Allahu Akbar. That's already one. Number 2, go find a hot young girl looking for haram, zina. Sheikh Zoubir gives her money. Prostitute. Big paper like this, prostitute. Sheikh Zoubir goes in front of people, give her some money. You don't understand. Sheikh, I'm going to use toilet. Yeah, I'm not going to use toilet. You're going to. Already, number 2. You didn't say by word, but you said by. And then I will do something, then you fail. You fail. Why? Later on, when you know why I did that, you'll be like, maybe that guy who I slapped doesn't just deserve a slap. If you know what he did, you would have killed him. I just slapped him. How about that? Or I slapped him so that no one hits him. Khalas. Because there were people going to kill him. I saved him by doing that. So I sucked their anger in my slap. Actually, he should thank me because they were going to kill him. Example, if no one stood up. But you don't understand these things. That qada and qadar of Allah. That girl, when I give her money, I'm telling her, don't do zina. Go home. You have enough for today. And that's the only way she went home, because she had enough money. At least for one day she will not commit zina, Allah may forgive her. That happened in the hadith of Rasulullah. And many things. But you can't understand because simply, tidak ada ilmu. That's how qada and qadar works. Why innocent children go to leukemia, cancer? Good people go to jail. Ulama be killed. And bad people get promoted. The more you steal money, the more chances you have to become politician. Takbir. Right? But you don't understand that this is how Allah, it's test. It's all tests. You are being tested here. You are being tested here. You're being tested here. We leave this for next week. I know, because we don't have time. And it's a beautiful story about Dhul Qarnayn. I tell you more details about him, inshallah. For now, I take one or two questions before we pray, inshallah. Any questions? Yes? Those who have to leave, go.
Tell us a little bit about Syria.
Sorry?
When you went to Syria.
Huh?
Tell us a little bit more.
Syria. It's very sad, sister. Very, very sad. Alhamdulillah, I didn't go to Syria inside, but I went to the borders. I mean, I can see Syria. You can see the borders. We have the people who are inside the Turkish, they are Syrians, but inside the Turkish land. There are hundreds of families in each city, thousands of people who moved there. Their life is much better than those who are inside, refugees. Their life, at least for example, most of them rent. But they have problem with the rent money. Or for example, they don't have fridge. Like this lady, we bought fridge. She had insulin. Her insulin always goes wrong because she doesn't have. She said, the milk always gets rotten for my son. Her son is handicapped, brain damage. He drinks only milk. The day she was making tea, she just left him for a minute or two. She found the hot tea pot on his legs, burned him. Yeah, and she is handicapped. She has a stroke. Half of her body is, People like this, for example, all she wanted is a fridge. She has a rent, but she can't pay the rent. And every time, also people need their houses. They give you for a few months free, and now they charge you rent. They need a house if you don't pay rent. Don't say no, because hey, sorry, I'm already helping you a lot. So, things like this. In one city I visited called Sarni Orfa. Sarni Orfa has 11,000 ana yatim. 11,000 ana yatim. And most of them father and mother. One city has 11,000 ana yatim. Thousands of widows. Thousands of injured people. So visited 3 cities, Raihanli, Kilis, and Sarni Orfa. Alhamdulillah, now people know me because this is my 3rd visit. So, alhamdulillah, I've become familiar. Oh, they know, your brother from Malaysia. They even asked me why no one came with you this time. I said, Malaysians are lazy. Takbir. I speak the truth. You know me.
No.
Yeah, we didn't know. Takbir. Even if you knew, you wouldn't come. That's why I didn't tell you. 2 times I already went. Takbir. You're busy with elections. Sheikh, you do nothing. Takbir. Anyways, next time if I am going, say I want to go. Sheikh, I go with you. No problem. Most welcome. Or I know some of you even ask me, Sheikh, we could have given money, please. Actually, this time it was my trip. Honestly, it was my trip. It was not RGA, but usually I do things in the name of RGA. But it was my own trip. I promised them I would come back and like it. Next time, inshallah, you want to help, let me. But please, I don't have to tell you help, sisters and brothers. You know I do these things. You're supposed to be like,
Never mind.
Sheikh,
WhatsApp.
this,
WhatsApp.
yeah, not this three. Sheikh, this money for Rohingya, this money for Syria, this money for Africa. You know that even when I go to Algeria, usually I travel, I don't tell you. I go dig wells. I want water, people to give water. Because once people have water, that's it. If you went with me to Mali and you see, they have nothing, sisters and brothers, and they memorize the Quran. I think that is their strength. Because they have nothing. If they had little bit dunya like us, they wouldn't. And don't discourage me next time from not going, because if you do that, sorry. You're supposed to be alhamdulillah. Sure, we miss the classes. Of course, I miss my classes too. I miss my wife and kids. Don't you realize? Why are you so selfish? May Allah forgive you. I leave my wife who's sick behind me. Oh, like I was not married to you then. Allahu Akbar. I know you love knowledge. You think I don't like to? Rasulullah was teaching and suddenly he goes to war. For a month, 2. What do the Sahaba do? They memorize Quran behind him. The women, when he leaves them with the blind Sahabi, they memorize the Quran. Instead of looking for somebody else. Takbir! Allahu Akbar. Lucky I was not here. You're lucky. But I know because you love me. Takbir. Hey, be careful. Sometimes, sisters, I need your support, not your drain me. I know you don't mean. But sometimes it comes across like, oh my God. I'm about to die. I mean, they can shell me right there. With a shell, I'm trying to have, in your name, every act I do, you have pahala with me, inshallah. Say Ameen. But please, you have to understand, I'm not having fun. The fun I have is, inshallah, in helping people. So things like that, I don't have to tell you. Already, you know, Sheikh, this one next time you go, this. Now, sometimes I really want to take you. And you know who I want to take? Your youth, not you. You better stay behind. Send your children. Your son, when he goes and sees that, he will become different. He will not complain anymore. I promise you this. You know, my daughter just told me, just now, subhanAllah, before coming, she said, Dad, next time I want to go with you. I don't know what moved her. Maybe that video this morning. Because how can we teach our children good things if they don't see? I don't have to tell you that. You want to follow? Most welcome. I understand. Children, when they have no school, they will not die for a few days overseas or here in Malaysia. In the contrary, I would love to send my son with an ustaz to go and do something. I told you yesterday, for those who attended the class with me, yesterday, was it yesterday? Yes. 10 years old, Imam Bukhari, when his mother brought him all the way from Bukhara, Samarkand, Tajikistan, all the way to Mecca to seek knowledge. 10 years old. Walking. Mothers of today cannot even tell the son walk to the masjid. Or go with your bicycle. How do you think your children will be great? With what? With sitting on a chair and watching a cartoon? So please, my dear sisters and brothers, you should mentally support me. You know, the things you should come across me especially when I'm traveling, because you don't know the pain I am in. I am seeing people. You saw me how changed I came when I saw the last visit of Rohingya. For 1 week, please give me a break. Because I am seeing atrocities. I see sisters raped. I see brothers messed up. I see crazy people. I see people given food but with no dignity, with no respect. For the way they give them, the way they beat them when they are making line to, because they're hungry. The army is beating them to keep order, but still wrong. And then when I come, instead of hearing a good word, no. Oh my God. Ask military men, sisters who have father in the military or husband. Do you know your husband when he goes to that war area? Don't talk to him like anybody else, because he has seen atrocities. Careful. How about civilian like me? Soldier, he's trained to kill and be killed, yet he can't cope sometimes. How about someone? Ya Allah, may Allah forgive you. Say Amin. I still love you, don't worry about it. Because I know you don't mean that. But please, careful. Careful to say to someone something that it came across, maybe you don't mean, but he or she is in that situation that, it crosses. I wish, like the wife of the Prophet, sometimes I used to say things. They see the Prophet's face change. She said, what did I say? What? And the other one, you should not have said that. She didn't mean, but so next time, inshallah, I'll let you know if you want. And you want to help me, Allah bless you all. But for sure, Allah will ask us, what did you do for those people? So alhamdulillah, we lessen the pain. The pain is 100%, we make it 50%. We remove some, for example, that lady, all she needed is a fridge. Alhamdulillah, I went and bought her a brand new fridge.
So that was in Turkey. You could go to the shop and buy.
Turkey, very good. No, Turkey. I cannot cross to because it's illegal. Illegal. If I go, I must have pass. No, cannot go.
So where you landed in Turkey?
In Istanbul. From Istanbul, then you go to Hatay airport. You fly. From Hatay, which is Reyhanli, you go by car. Then, Sanli Urfa, you fly back to Istanbul, Kuala Lumpur.
So this one, the Turkish government is looking after these guys.
Very good. Yes, helping. And wallahi, what the Turkish government is doing, may Allah reward them. No nation has that. No nation. Look, sister, to allow 4 million refugees living in your country and don't tell them a single word. About Malaysia, one ship came from, tell me about Myanmar, you made a big deal out of it. As if you gave them طلع البدر علينا. And they just came, they found themselves in Langkawi. Don't think you have done that. You know what I mean? Please understand. I know you are 4 million refugees in my country, allowing you to even study. Look what the government did. Not only integrated them in the public schools, the university allowed them to go to work. And one more thing, if you are sick, just take
ID.
No. Prescription. To any pharmacy, they give you free medicine. The government will pay them. But you have to bring prescription, meaning the doctor has given you this medicine. Amputees in hospitals free of charge. You know, they bring them like that, like his stomach coming out. They take him surgery, he survives or not, free of charge. That's not, anyone does that, sister. And he called them Ansar. He said, don't call them Muhajirin. Don't call them refugees. They are Muhajirin, we are the Ansar. Not anyone leader to that sister. Jordan, here is. Syria has borders with Jordan. They live like dogs. Between the Syrians who went to Turkey are safer, are treated better than the Syrians who went to Jordan or Saudi Arabia. The truth have to be said. Enough hiding. Enough. These leaders have done terrible things to the refugees, man. They are not coming to your land because, you know, they're suffering. People are bombing them. They are running away.
So Sheikh, next time please tell us.
Inshallah. Inshallah, I would love to take as much help as I can with me, sisters. And you come much better. Last time I took with me 8 people, alhamdulillah, from different class. They saw, and they even told me, Sheikh, why you didn't tell us this time? We could have gone. I said, listen, I cannot be telling, you can go on your own. Who stops you? Like me, I go on my own. No. You want to go with me? No, most welcome. How about honeymoon there with Sheikh Zoubir? You and your husband follow me. You will never forget honeymoon. And alhamdulillah, we go to hotel. We have also, we eat well. Don't worry. You think what, we're going to be refugees too? No, alhamdulillah, I go to hotel. I rest in the hotel. I take shower. No, because you think, oh my God, we're gonna go. No. Yeah. You think you're gonna fight? No. You're gonna have very good food. You eat kebab, you eat good food. Don't worry about it. Serious. They think, oh my God, we're gonna. No, you don't suffer. Hopefully, inshallah. Again. You enjoy the trip, but you feel you have achieved something. You did something for Allah. Hopefully, inshallah. Ameen. Ya Allah bless all my brothers and sisters. Thank you, Sister Ilahi, for asking. May Allah bless all of you. May Allah reward you, Jannatul Firdaus. We continue with the last test, the last story, inshallah, in details about them and about one of the signs of the Day of Judgment, Ya'juj and Ma'juj. This is why we mention also the test of power. Ya'juj and Ma'juj will have a lot of power. So power beats power. Because they have power, they needed a king with power to damn them. You have to damn the evil people. You let them come out, they eat you and your children. Ya Allah, forgive us. Ya Allah, bless us. Ya Allah, grant us Jannatul Firdaus. Ya Allah, whatever good we do, please accept it and reward it. Reward us. Give sabr to all my brothers and sisters who may go through hardship in life, and choose for us the best, Ya Allah. And make us accept it. Many times, Ya Allah, you have chosen good for us, but it was us who never accepted it. Because we think we're smart. May you forgive us for this. And Ya Rabbal Alameen, save us from any test. And if any test come our way, help us to pass it. Ameen. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Hayya ala as-salah.